So what do you get? Russia wins? Let's get a look. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to find objective data on Russia's losses in the war. Of course, one cannot believe in these 100,000 dead Russian soldiers who are trumpeted by the Ukrainian authorities, but it is also difficult to believe in those 6,000 that Shoigu voiced. The fact that Russia has heavy losses is evidenced by one fact.
Считаю необходимым поддержать предложение Министерства обороны и Генерального штаба о проведении в Российской Федерации частичной мобилизации.
Partial mobilization. At the beginning of the special operation, Russia had about 150,000 professional soldiers involved. If now they need 300,000 soldiers, taking into account the fact that the controlled territory has decreased by 50% since the beginning of the operation, their losses are large. Even more questions are the amount of destroyed equipment. If at the beginning of the operation 3,000 tanks were involved, and now they are forced to remove the old T-62 tanks from storage, then we are talking about hundreds of destroyed tanks. Here we do not even touch on the situation of stocks of medium and long-range missiles. Whatever it was in military terms, Russia suffered heavy losses. This seriously undermines their security in the regions. The Russian economy is under pressure from unprecedented sanctions, which are already surpassing sanctions against Iran and North Korea in some places. Yes, they resisted this year, but the effect of the sanctions is calculated for years to come. According to Tatyana Michailova, an economist at the Higher School of Economics, the consequences of the sanctions will be the exclusion of Russia from the world's production chains, its isolation, technological backwardness, and gradual degradation. Sectors that use foreign components in production will suffer: aviation, the automotive sector, agriculture. Due to the impoverishment of the population, the demand for services will decrease, and production will be forced to lay off workers. Sanctions can seriously increase the scale of unemployment. According to Sergei Sobyanin, about 200,000 people could lose their jobs due to the departure of foreign companies. In the future, by the end of the year, about 600,000 people will lose their jobs in the country. Probably the biggest losses will come from sanctions against oil and gas. Despite rising prices, Russian companies are forced to sell oil at a discount. According to the results of 2022, gas production in Russia will be reduced by 18 to 20% to 671 billion cubic meters, of which 470 million cubic meters will go to the domestic market. This was announced by Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak. He admitted that the reduction in production by the end of the year is about a fifth of the previous amount. Further, it will be even worse. It is expected that Russia will lose $10 billion from sanctions on sea transportation of oil and another $12 billion from a ban on exports to Germany.